What's going on, guys? 360 Digital Closing Bell. I am your humble correspondent, Michael Tanner, live from an undisclosed location here on this sort of gloomy May 11th, a Monday here in Denver, Colorado. As always, we are joined by the purveyor of the show, the executive producer of the show, and the director and publisher of the world's greatest website, www.oilandgas360.com, Stuart Turley. It's nice over there in Dallas. You got good weather.
Oh, it's a beautiful day, Michael. Beautiful day in Dallas.
But it's a beautiful day to dive into all things energy markets. We have a great show lined up. We're going to talk Continental and their huge production cuts for the month of May. Stu's got some interesting stuff from the international news. And as always, we'll check in on the digital ticker. But first, please subscribe to the 360 Digital Closing Bell podcast on iTunes, Spotify, and Entercom's YouTube. I promise you it is the best place to stay up to date on all of your energy finance stuff. We just dropped a show this morning that was probably one of our best shows yet. We took a real deep dive. We took a huge swing at Chesapeake. It killed me what we saw in their 8K earlier. We also checked in with and did a little discussion about the new Michael Moore special called Planet of Humans. We will be dropping a special between me, Stu, and Dan, who's the director of consulting at Entercom on the Energy 360 Network, which is also the best place to find all of your energy, thought, leadership stuff. You could find out, again, on the world's greatest website, www.oilandgas360.com. When we look at kind of the way the market's outlook today, really choppy day. SPY finishes flat, tech stocks up. Dow Jones, though, finishes down. SPY 2930, only a 0.4 point increase or a 0.01% increase. So in trading terms, we call that flat. NASDAQ down 99 points, up 99 points. Tech stocks doing about 100 points for about a 1.9% increase. Dow Jones loses 100 points, though, 24,222, about 0.45% of the index. Crude oil basically finishing flat, 24.71, only down 3 pennies from the open. 12-month strip doing a lot worse, down 91 cents. 33.46. That back end of the curve got hammered today. Natural gas is the only part that does well. Up a dollar, or up 24. Excuse me, 2.25 pennies, up to $1.84.8, up 1.37%. Back end of the curve for natural gas, $2.85 for that 12-month strip, or just up 4/4 of a penny, 0.14%. Our XOP E&P securities contract down 2.16%, 52.43. Our OIH, or oil field services contract, $108.11, only down $2.11, or $1 or 1.9%. When we look at on the downside for equities, our favorite company, who just handed out $25 million to its executives because, quote unquote, they didn't think today's current compensation structure would help them out. Chesapeake comes in at a negative 11% on the day, down to $12.95. Remember, they had a 20-to-1 stock split that happened about 2 weeks ago, normally trading somewhere in the low single digits. SunCoke Energy, $3.14, down $12.08, or down 12.18%. Oasis Petroleum, our biggest loser today, 13%, even down to 51.97. A pure Bakken player for Oasis Petroleum. On the upside, though, Centennial Resources Development does very well, 12.94%, up to 92 cents. Contango Oil and Gas up 12%, $2.07, and Contura Energy up to $3.81, 13.9%. So a little mixed when you look at those E&P securities. As I mentioned, that XOP contract only down about $1.94. So the entire industry was down about 2% today from an E&P side. Stu, what's up on the international news desk side?
Oh, hey, thanks, Michael. We had a very good Scooby-Doo moment this morning. Saudi Aramco had to call a rut-row. The deal they announced in March 2019 was set at $69.1 billion. It is now only worth $40 billion. They got a problem. So in the words of Scooby, rut-row.
Yeah, we've got a problem. We have a definite problem. That sounds a lot like Oxy's acquisition of Anadarko went from 40 bills to zero. Quick. Very quick. That's a very interesting, and we will keep you up to date on everything from the international news deck side. Really, my one big thing for the day is mostly looking at what happened with Continental. They came out today with their earnings call and said they are cutting 70% of their oil production in May. It's probably the most aggressive announced production cuts plan. As always, we will see what the numbers show. Wednesday will be a great test to see if all of these numbers, as we know, the DOE drops their crude inventories along with domestic production on Wednesday at 8:30 Mountain Standard Time. So we will be be watching that date very closely. Last week, only 200,000 barrels per day taken off the market. Continental is bringing more than that off the market for the month of May. So this number will show, and that's why I keep hounding on the DOE domestic crude production, because it tells all. Yes, Continental's come out and said they're going to produce 70% of its crude output, but we'll see. We know the number we're looking for, and we need to continue to see that number chop down. I'm looking for, I'd like to see 11.6 for domestic oil and gas production, 11.6 million barrels. Last week it was 11.9, first time we've seen it below 12 in a decent while, which is pretty good. So, really, it's a great number. It's about 70% of its crude output for Continental, probably the most aggressive out there, but really the proof will be in the pudding, and that comes out every Wednesday at the DOE. And with that, we're going to go and let you guys finish up your day. Thank you for checking out the 360 Digital Closing Bell. We'll see you guys tomorrow.